A disciple of a master was very talkative. He used to talk all the time, keeps talking here and there all the day. If he went for begging, he would bring a new story from every house and narrates to the other disciples of the ashram. Abuses one disciple to another. He do gossips and tries to be nice to others, keeps praising himself from his own mouth, and always tries to prove himself as the most intelligent and perfect disciple in front of the master. He considered himself to be different and superior from all the disciples. He said that I am a boy from a rich family. If I wanted to, I could live a comfortable and luxurious life, but I left all that and came here because I want to find the truth. I want to know myself. I want to know life. That's why my sacrifice is the biggest. One day, priest called all the disciples to the ashram and said, "All of you have to take some resolution for the next 1 month. This will strengthen your resolve, and you will have a communication of self-power. All of you can take any resolution according to your capability. And before 1 month, whoever of you breaks your resolve, he goes back to his old routine." All the disciples took big or small resolutions according to their power, and left from there after telling the master about their resolution. But the talkative disciple wanted to show himself different and bigger. That's why he reached the master's hut and said, "I don't want to make any small resolutions, rather want to make a big and great resolution like myself. Please tell me, what resolution should I take?" The teacher smiled after listening to that talkative disciple and said, "Will you be able to fulfill the resolution given by me? Would it be possible for you to fulfill that? No, that is not possible for you. You can't finish it. So find your own resolution." The disciple said, "No, teacher, I will fulfill whatever resolution you give me. You tell me, please." The teacher said, "Okay, then you will be quiet for the next month. Won't even get a word out of your mouth. That's your resolution." The disciple said, "Teacher, is this a resolution? This is very easy. Only have to keep quiet for 1 month. Give me a big resolution which deserves my credit, which I have trouble in completing." The teacher said, "First you fulfill this resolution." The disciple obeyed the master. He fell silent at the same time and turned and went out of the hut. He found it much easier to keep quiet. He somehow spent a day quietly, but from the second day, the burden of not speaking started increasing in his mind. On the third day, he started feeling heavy, and on the fourth day, a strange uneasiness began to develop in him. Because all the disciples of the ashram were talking to each other, he also wanted to present his side to them, wanted to stop their talking. But his determination stood in his way. That's why he used to make only mouth and eyes all day. Few more days passed like this, and the disciple fell ill. His head was going to explode. He didn't even feel like eating or drinking. He just wanted to speak. Wa went to the master and sat in front of him and told him through writing, "Master, I want to speak. I can't breathe without saying. I'm suffocating. I'm going crazy inside. What can I do? Should I break my resolutions?" Master smiled after reading this and said, "Resolutions are meant to be broken, but one who fulfills his vow, only he can increase his inner strength, and one who increases his inner strength, he moves forward on the path of intelligence and awakening. It was in your hands to take resolution, and it's up to you to break it. Many of your co-disciples have broken their resolve and returned to their routine. If you are not able to do it, then you can also break your resolution and go back to your old routine. But remember, if today you are not able to handle this small resolution, so how do you handle the rest of your life? I doubt it. Rest of the decision is completely in your hands anyway. The decision is completely in your hands." He went back without saying anything and locked himself in his hut. He used to come out of the hut only for his necessary works. The rest of the time he used to sit inside the cottage. 15 days had passed, and the resolution of all the students in the ashram was almost broken. But the resolution of that talkative disciple was still going on. He hasn't uttered a word since taking the pledge. The whole ashram was surprised as to how the man who spoke so much became silent. After 15 days, he has gone back to his master and told in writing, "Oh, master, I am silent from outside, but there are many voices inside me. There's a lot of whining and complaining. I keep talking inside. My mind keeps asking all kinds of questions. The quieter I am on the outside, the more noisy on the inside. I'm doubting if my resolution still holds. The master said, yes, your resolution is still going on, but as long as people's voices keep falling in your ears, your mind will keep on talking because you have a habit of speaking. You may be silent on the outside, but inside you keep on saying you have to go away from these things and voices. The disciple leaves after greeting the master, and at dawn he leaves his hut and goes to the forest. Many days pass and the time of resolution is also fulfilled, but that disciple does not come back. Everyone in the ashram feared that wild animals had eaten him. In the meantime, people tried hard to find him, but he's nowhere to be found. All the disciple of Master had accepted that wild animals made him their prey, but the Master didn't think so. One day, a disciple from the ashram came to the Master and said, "Master, what happened to the talkative disciple? Would the animals have killed him?" The Master said, "Animals may have hunted him down, but there could be another reason for his not returning. Maybe he got what he went there for." The disciple asked, "Is it harmful to speak too much?" The Master said, "It is also one of the many miseries of human life, that he can never be silent. He always keeps saying something. More than half of our suffering is caused by our speaking alone. The reason for the quarrel of most of the families is our unnecessary talk. None of us want to be silent. We just want to say to the people in front. Whatever is in our mind, we want to put in his mind, want to make him understand that you are wrong and I am right. How far is it fair? Because the other one is doing the same, and that's how everyone's taking in each other's rotten stuff then. Over time, keep counting the layers of the same things and tell each other, in this way, this work of listening and reciting continues throughout life. But in this ignorance, we lose our time, our life, our understanding, and most importantly, that precious moment that can be lived, that can be experienced, in which pleasure can be found. But what do we get in return? Nothing. All goes to waste. Yet we have lost in this madness. Only a few people realizes the rest of the people do not know about their arrival, just as they do not know about their departure." The disciple said then, "What is its solution?" The Master said, "Watching your thoughts with full awareness. That's the only way out of all mental problems. Friends, stay in the present and do your work with full awareness. Brings miraculous changes in life." This is the saying of famous Japanese Zen master Shunryu Suzuki, who in his book Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind, explained in detail that how a person, along with doing his daily work, can do practice of awareness and can also live a mental, stable, and happy life. 3 months had passed since that talkative disciple had left the ashram, but there was no news of him. By now, even all the co-disciple had given up hope of his return. But one day he returns to the ashram. Everyone was surprised and happy to see him, but now he wasn't the one who left. He came back as something else. A strange change could be felt in him. There was a strange expression on his face and great peace in his eyes. As soon as he came to the ashram, all the disciples surrounded him from all sides and started talking. He also started talking to his brothers. All the disciples who talked to him felt that he wasn't as boisterous and talkative as he used to be. Every word came out of his mouth very sweetly and carefully. After talking to the other disciples for a while, he went towards the Master. He touched the feet of the Master and said, "Master, am I still silent? Is my resolution still on?" The teacher looked intently into the eyes of the disciple for some time and said, "Yes, you are still silent. Not a single word is coming out of your mouth, and your resolution still holds." The disciple said, "Master, when I left the ashram, then I was silent with my mouth, but there were many voices inside me. I had a lot of questions and they weren't stopping, so I went deeper into the woods, in the hope that I will find peace there, and the chatter in my mind will subside. But the more I went into the solitude, the voice inside me got louder. I started hearing the old voices inside me. Then I realized how wrong I was. When I used to say bad things to my family members, friends, and co-disciples. So at the time I thought that I was right when I used to backbite the guru brothers and made fun of them. Even then I thought so, I'm better than them, and I'm doing right. But that day I felt for the first time how wrong I was. For a long time these voices, these complaints, kept going on inside me. But slowly all this sound is gone from inside me. Now I'm silent inside too. There was no one to speak from outside in that dense forest. And there was no voice left inside. I understood the true meaning of silent for the first time that day. There was so much peace around me, although there were still some voices that used to come before. But I couldn't hear them, but now I could hear all those voices clearly. The sound of the wind, the sound of birds chirping, the sound of flowing water, the humming sound of bumblebee. I heard it in full consciousness for the first time. I've never felt so peaceful around me. You are the first time I took a word out of my mouth to disturb the peace. I've screamed. Oh God, which kind of peace it is? Why is everything so quiet? What happened? But even after I screamed, that peace was not disturbed. Everything is as it was, the silent before outside, and also inside, O Master. I talk to my guru brothers, I talk to you, I am speaking, I am walking, I am watching everything, but I'm all alone inside. I am silent. Even when I am in a crowd, I am lonely and alone inside. I'm still alone when I want to make noise in myself. Now everything is visible, everything is heard. The Master said, as long as we keep talking on the outside, there will be unrest inside. The day we turn inward, then whatever comes out of our mouths, we will stay calm. All the evils in the world mostly arise from our speaking, because we don't want to be silent. We talk more than we need to. We don't want to listen to the other person, rather want him to stop talking. We want to let him know who I am, want to show him all our capabilities. Only this remains the purpose of our life. All our energy is wasted in talking in vain. The life of such a husband-wife is filled with sorrows who are always busy in arguing with each other. Never want to hear each other, do not want to understand. They never learn to remain silent, because being silent only makes them feel small. The reason for all war in the world is our speak. That's why we should only speak as much as is necessary, because talking nonsense wastes energy, and speaking never lets us turn inward, because it keeps pulling us out. And what is there outside except this world? But if we want to turn to our inner world, so this mouth should be kept shut. That's why all those who became enlightened ran toward solitude, so that they don't have to talk too much, don't have to listen too much. They be alone and be quiet, so they could easily travel inward. But if someone wants, even after living in this world, he can live in solitude, can stay calm. But for this they must have saved their energy, which they were till wasting in meaningless words. Friends, the lesson of this story is that speaking in vain destroys your energy. And saying this doesn't let us go back inside, because it keeps us leaning outward. And those who want to travel within themselves must keep their mouths shut. I hope you like this story. Thank you.